Awesome. We are going to bring the guest speaker out tonight. If you read the emails, this guy generates, at the push of a button, he can generate well over 1,000 leads every single day. And the guy is just a powerful internet marketer. I've seen this guy. When I got started, he was online doing a free CD offer, and I saw him everywhere. He didn't call any leads. I remember the slogan like it was yesterday, but it was really 5 years ago. And the guy just is a killer internet marketer, so much to the tune of that Mike Dillard with his What's Working Now launch asked, he could have asked any internet marketer to be on his first issue of What's Working Now, and he chose this guy, and for good reason. The training that he has on the pay-per-click training that he provided for that first issue is absolutely, the guy generates a couple hundred leads a day at will with pay-per-click at less than $2 a lead, or right around $2 a lead. We're not even going to touch what the guy knows on pay-per-click, this training. He's going to show you how he's leveraging e-signs and how you can do it too for your business. This guy I greatly respect. He's definitely a top earner. He can choose whatever the hell he wants to do because he can generate so many darn leads. And he can just phenomenal leader in the industry, trainer. Mr. Deagan Smith, buddy, come on out. Are you with us here?
Yeah. So I got a big smile on my face, and I just want to say, hey guys, my name is Deagan, and I am an internet marketing addict. So I want to just confess first. We're gonna have fun. And so, Brian, thank you. And yeah, just tell me what to do, and we'll rock it.
I'm going to make you presenter, man. Are you wearing that don't ask me to do a damn thing, I'm retired shirt? Because that's what I see you every time when I see you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, not right now. It's kind of cold here in D.C.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I'm right next door.
two weeks till Maui time, and then it'll be I'm retired, don't ask me to do a damn thing T-shirt day every day.
There it is.
So, guys, we're going to have some fun here tonight. The way I like to do things is I'll just explain this first off. What we're going to talk about is how to leverage solo ads in newsletters to generate just tremendous number of leads, pretty much whenever you want. Let me show you a quick statistic. This is inside of my own autoresponder right now. And so this is just me doing a quick lead graph. You can see here for my primary business, just in terms of my own lead generation funnel. You can see that on average, it's between 400 and 600, a little bit, sometimes 700 leads a day. But this is what I'm here to show you guys how to do. These big spikes. This spike right here, it's about between 2,000 and 3,000. It's about 2,500. This one's right at 3,000. All honestly, totally on autopilot. In fact, because today is the last day of this month, next Monday, the same spike's going to happen again. Doesn't matter what I'm doing, and it's all using this solo ad marketing stuff. So I hope you guys are excited. I'm going to go through a lot, and let me just explain to you the way that I like to teach. When I got started online, one of the first things that I did once I got serious about this, well, I was kind of an addict the whole time, but when I started to take it seriously as a way to create my life, I went to an online seminar, actually the same seminar that I got a chance to hang out with Brian a few weeks ago at, the Underground Online Seminar, and a guy got up on stage, made a presentation. At the end of the presentation, he said, hey, come have a full day of consultation with me for $10,000. I gave the guy $10,000. I didn't have it at that point. I had to put it on several different credit cards to do it. But when I got down there to Austin, Texas, he literally just opened up his business and showed me what was working. And to this day, I've never had a more enlightening marketing experience than that day, because the guy literally opened up his business and said, look, no, here's how it all works. Here's how my seven-figure business is working. Here's where I'm getting my leads from. Here's how they're converting. Here's what I'm doing afterwards, all this sort of stuff. And so there were all these little questions I had in my mind that just by the mere fact that he showed me the process that just literally answered everything. I made my money back super quick. The money you spend to put stuff in your head is bar none the most valuable thing you can ever spend your money on. And so my endeavor whenever I do a training is to try to give that same sort of a $10,000 day experience. Of course, we've only got about an hour every time I get up and I share some cool stuff. So we're going to be hopping around the internet. I'm going to be showing you stuff from inside of my business as we go through this game plan. So, Brian, here's the deal. Anytime there's a question you have or something you want me to elaborate more on, just kind of say, hey, Deagan, can you talk more about that?
You got it.
Cool. So we're going to talk about solo ads. How do you use solo ads to get a ton of leads and put it on total autopilot, save money, actually make more money by putting it on autopilot, if you can believe that. And here, our little outline for today is we're just going to go through an introduction. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more about me and why I like this newsletter marketing, solo ad stuff. We're going to talk about some traffic generation basics that I think are important, especially for newsletter marketing, but they pretty much are important no matter what you're doing, okay? So I want to make sure I lay the right foundation for you. And then we're going to talk about realizing revenue from the leads that you get, some important things that you need to do, and then we're going to get right into newsletter marketing, and I'm going to walk you through the system. So let me get a quick drink of water, and then we're going to go on our fantastic journey. And our journey is going to begin over here on Facebook, so give me one quick second. All righty, let's rock and roll. So, guys, this is a picture of me. My name's Deagan Smith. As I said, I'm a self-confessed internet marketing, direct response marketing addict. I live for this stuff. I love this stuff. I do it every day. I constantly think about how to get better. And as you can see by this picture, hopefully you can tell, that at some point in my life, I used to be a wrestler. And so the reason why I start here and kind of sharing with you guys a little bit about myself is because this is an important part of who I am. And let me go and take you down memory lane for a little Al Bundy moment. I've wrestled my entire life, 6th grade through college. Actually, a couple weeks ago, I just got back from Omaha, Nebraska, watching the NCAA championships. Anytime as an entrepreneur you can get out and you can see athletes that are out there to win because they want to win, not because there's going to get some sort of a bonus or a contract. It is the most powerful, tool-sharpening, just driving force that you can do for yourself to be more successful, because that is the same exact mental focus, mental attitude that we need to take to be successful in our business. Each of these guys, every single guy at that tournament wanted to win. I went to Duke University. We had our first 2-time All-American, a heavyweight, a guy by the name of Conrad Duziak. That night after he got his award, I took him and all our friends out, and we went to a bar. I bought the whole beer pitcher. So 40 pitchers of beer. Excuse me. 40 pitchers of beer is what I bought for this bar. The bartender looked at me, and he was like, what? No, 40 pitchers of beer. Here's the Amex card. He started pouring, and let me restart that later. By the time I left that bar, I was like the mayor of the bar. So just a quick marketing lesson for people that come into the game and they say, well, what do I do? How do I make people like me? Just from that example, if you go to a bar, you know that people in a bar like beer. Buy everybody beers. Get them 2 rounds, 2 pitchers. By the time you walk out, everybody loves you. We translate that back to our world. And what that means is, what do your prospects want? Give them a lot of it. And don't even just give it to them freely. And they're going to like you. So simple marketing principle right there. Now, the reason I show you guys this is my Al Bundy moment, like I said, is because when I was in the 6th grade, I was a horrible, horrible wrestler. I was a fat kid. I weighed about 190, almost 200 pounds, 5 feet, really short, and had asthma. So my asthma's bothering me a little bit today, so please excuse me. And I really didn't like wrestling. I felt really awkward getting out there on the mat, being this little roly-poly kid in this singlet thing, and having everybody stare at me. It was like a little bit of torture for a while. Freshman year in high school came around, and we had a senior on the team that year named Eugene Verdetsky. And this guy, Eugene, was like the coolest thing in the world to me. This guy would just go out on the mat. He would pin every single person he wrestled, At the end of the year, Eugene ended up being All-Met, named to the Washington Post All-Met wrestling team. And for whatever reason, at the end of that freshman year, I decided for myself that I wanted to be like this guy, Eugene. And so what that meant was I needed to become an All-Met wrestler like Eugene. Make a long story short, I went from a horrible wrestler freshman year to realizing my first true dream that I worked really hard to get in life right here. And by the time I was a senior, I became an All-Met wrestler. That's me right there in the Washington, D.C. area. I still smile when I look at this. And the way that I got there was not like, by wishful, hopeful thinking. It was I practiced harder and longer than everyone else. I went to camps all summer, or I taught at camps all summer. I went to tournaments on the weekends. I did above and beyond what anyone else would do. As a young kid, I would use my asthma as kind of like a crutch or a handicap. I would say, oh, I have asthma. I can't wrestle right now. So I'd step to the side of the mat. Well, when I got to high school and I made this my goal to be an All-Met wrestler, I used it as an impetus to be better. Because when in the past I would have said, oh, I can't breathe and hacking and coughing and going to sit on the side, I said to myself, what's going to happen if I'm out there on the mat and I'm wrestling and I can't breathe? I can't just step to the side. I got to go deal with this. I got to win. I got to get through it. So I'd be over in the corner practicing harder, not being able to breathe, because I wanted to be an All-Met wrestler. Now tell me if that doesn't mirror the exact same sort of success mentality that we all got to take to our businesses as we become entrepreneurs online. Too many people give up. Too many people give up for the most simplest of reasons, and I've been doing this for 5 years now, guys, so it's like an old man in internet years, really. And I've seen so many people give up for some small little pittance of a thing. Like a little pebble was in their path, and they're like, oh, there's a pebble. Let's turn around and go home. Dude, if you want it, and you get it. Whatever gets in your way, who cares? One of the wrestlers at the NCAAs, one of the best wrestlers I saw, was a guy by the name of Kyle Dake. True freshman, won the NCAA championships. Afterwards, they interviewed him, and they said, well, why do you win? He said, they said, what advice would you give to other wrestlers? And he said, have fun and just don't lose. What if success could be that simple, right? If you could just make the decision right now to have fun in everything that you do, and I love everything that I do. I have fun. And that you will not lose, there's nothing but success on the other side of that. So I just want to start this out with that message. If you choose to have fun and not to lose, you won't lose and you'll have lots of fun. It really is that simple. So that's my sort of little uplifting speech. Hopefully I've got you guys excited, raring to go for tonight. And it really just is that simple. Now, let me get back, and I want to talk to you guys a little bit more about how I found my way into this crazy world. I won't spend very long on this. After college, I graduated school with a degree with a major in biology and a minor in chemistry. I'd taken the MCAT because I was going to go to medical school and become a doctor. After school, though, I decided I wanted to take a couple years off to see if I really wanted to become a physician, and I chose to become a pharmaceutical sales rep for that period of time because that would allow me to kind of hang out with doctors and get their opinions. So I would go in all these doctors' offices and ask them, should I become a doctor? And, overwhelmingly, all the physicians said no unless it's something you absolutely love. Problem for me was I didn't know if I absolutely loved it, and I put myself in this corporate America job that was okay, paid the bills, but all I could see at the end of the road was me getting fatter, more cynical, drinking way more than I should, and blaming everyone else for me not living the life that I wanted. I needed a way out. I looked down the future. It scared me to see what would be at the end of that tunnel, and I didn't know where to go. So like a lot of people, you just start thinking. I started thinking about real estate. I would stay up late at night, and, inevitably the real estate infomercials would come on. One of them caught my attention, and it was for a meeting that was going to take place in the Bethesda Holiday Inn. I believe it was in the summertime. For whatever reason, I decided to go to this event, and I don't remember much from the actual real estate presentation, because that's not what this is about. But it's funny how things happen in life sometime, because at the end of that presentation, a little short, fat, bald guy got up on stage, and he started talking about this thing called the Internet, and how regular people like you and me, like me and Brian, were out there on the Internet making money using things called affiliate programs. My jaw, it dropped. I was like, really? What? You know, that sort of a moment? And I was immediately just in love with this idea. I wanted to figure it out. I remember I went immediately home, and I searched for how to make money online, and I pulled up a product called Google Cash. And if you guys have been around for a while, you probably heard of that product. And I remember when I bought that product, it took me like a couple days because it was $67, and I was like, why should this book cost $67? This is crazy. Can I spend this kind of money on a book? What? But eventually I pushed myself through it, and I did it, and that's how I entered the Internet world. And so the reason I tell that part of the story is you never know how you're going to find your way to the life you desire. Like I said at the beginning of this to Brian, about a month ago, I went to Maui, Hawaii for the first time, had a great time, and just on the spot made the decision to move there. 2 weeks from now, I'm moving to Maui. It all started because I went to a real estate seminar, and some little short, fat, bald guy got up on stage and started talking about the Internet. You never know. That's what's so amazing about all this stuff. So I find my way online, and eventually I find myself to this concept, find my way to this concept called network marketing, and it just made so much sense. I just fell in love again. And you can see here people call me the king of never calling a single lead. And the reason for that is because my first iteration of Deagan as a home-based business entrepreneur was me paying $500 to $700 a month, buying leads, getting home from work, memorizing my script, and calling them and getting hung up in my face time after time after time. At the end of 7 months or so, $7,000 in debt. Not a one person said yes to my opportunity. And, you know, I was willing to continue on, and I remember why I didn't. I remembered there was one day where I was getting in the shower to go to work, and I thought to myself, what happens when the first person does join? I mean, do I really want to put them through this purgatory, I guess is what you could kind of call it, of spending thousands of dollars getting rejected more than any human should possibly ever get rejected, just so possibly they could recruit one person? I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, let alone someone I want to help see succeed. So I had to make the decision at that point to say no and figure things out. I stepped back, started studying the Internet world, and jumped inside a business. In fact, I pulled this up. I wanted to show you guys this because it correlates exactly to what we're talking about. This is a forum post that I did, as you can see here, July 7th of 2005. And it's so interesting for me to look back on this because one of the things that we're going to talk about is e-sign advertising. You guys know that. But let's scroll down here a little bit. I spent $31 on a little ad because I pulled myself out of an opportunity that wasn't working, where I wasn't getting trained on the things that Brian was talking about at the beginning. Put myself in a situation where I had to figure things out for myself, chose a business that fit what I wanted to do. The first ad, the first $31 I spent, I generated 55 leads, and 12 people joined my business in the first 24 to 36 hours. Now, here's the thing that I want you guys to get from this. You have to be proactive. You have to know how you want to recruit. You have to know how and what you want to do in your business, and you have to spot opportunity. I asked myself, what sort of business can I get myself involved in where I don't have to physically buy and call leads? What does that business look like? I constructed that image, found the business, actually in a forum, just like this forum I'm showing you guys right now, but it didn't scream out and say, Deagan, this is the business. This is the one that's going to set you straight. This is the business where you're going to be successful. I clicked the link, and it fit what I had created as this perfect network marketing business for me to a T. That's how I knew to say yes to it. So you have to ask the right questions to find the right opportunities. Had I not asked a question, found my own answers, and then seen this opportunity for what it was, you know, I never would have built a team that was 8,500 plus people in a couple years with that opportunity. So long story short,